Cherie Hansen here. First of all, I want to thank anyone who is watching this on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you tuning in so that all of the focus and work and time I put into helping people is manifesting. It's going out into the world. I want to mention that my blog at cheriehansen.com has 25,000 subscribers at the present moment. So if you're interested in checking in on that and reading some of my, what I call signposts along the way, I've been writing since 2008 and sharing my journey, the stumbling, the ego, the resistance, you know, all of the unnecessary drama that comes when you're trying to find a better, calmer way to live. And what comes to me today is, as I was taking the laundry off of the line, I got the term, the alchemy of slavery. Now, what this means to me is, as soon as we are not connected to our emotions, as soon as we're not connected to the things we've gone through in the past on a deep level, we make ourselves very lost, very weak, and very susceptible to glomming on to some outside force to give us a sense of purpose and a sense of substance. And I have watched this process in myself. I've been very fascinated to watch it. Much of my life, I have repressed emotions that I'm having. The way I got through my childhood, and the only way I got through my childhood, was by dissociating and by checking out and by getting into a state of amnesia. That meant that I then went out into the world thinking I was just crazy. Like, I have these fears, I have these anxieties, I don't understand where this is coming from. And it was only through decades of meditation and reading and sitting with masters that I came to understand that everything that I'm feeling, every time I'm triggered, every time I have an overload of emotions, I can stop and ask, why? Why am I feeling this? Where does this come from? And then, as Gabor Mate suggested in a retreat I was on, and it's really helped me a lot, I follow it down. It's like finding a fuse on an explosive. There it is. I'm going to find out what it's hooked to in my past. What was just like this in my past that makes me so frightened, so terrified? I've had an image that came to me as I was thinking about talking about this topic, and that was when I was on campus in the 1960s. There were a group of people that were so lost that they wanted to feel something. And for some people, the feeling something was to feel nothing. So there was a fad of injecting, calming or disconnecting from the nerves in the legs. So they would anesthetize their legs as if you were going to get surgery on your gums. And they would shoot up into their legs so they could feel something. And what they were feeling was the lack of feeling. And that is exactly where we are getting in this chaos, jazz hands, of today. We have come to a place where we refuse to go within. We refuse to look at our past. We refuse to look at the pain or the trauma or the hidden, basement full of the monsters of emotion. We don't want to know they're there. We just shove them down. We shut the door. We lock it. We brick it up. And now we're in a place, strangely enough, where we're very susceptible to slavery. If I don't know what I'm feeling, I will let somebody else feel for me. If I don't know what my heart wants, or what my spirit wants, or who I am in the world, I need somebody else to tell me that. And so we sign up for the chain gang. We sign up to be, linked to other people at the ankles and shuffle along. And, oh dear, I don't know how to feel my feelings. So I have feelings. What am I going to do? I will look around me and see what everybody else is doing. Oh, buy something. That'll help. Or get something that's full of status. That will help. And so we become slaves in so many ways. And I'm going to just talk about these ways we become slaves. We become slaves to social signaling. It's like being in a building that's on fire, full of smoke. We don't know where the exit is, so we just go wherever anybody else is going. They'll know. We don't use our own senses, our own knowledge, our own intuition. We just simply follow along. It is in a time of anxiety and chaos. Social signaling has its greatest pull on us. How should I be? Well, I better darn well fit in to the herd so nobody can see who I am, especially me. I don't want to see it. And the next type of the thrall that we get to be in is we figure that there's some kind of social class or status that will protect us. So if I'm upper middle class, I'm safer than if I am, lower class or poverty stricken or something of that sort. And that is one of the reasons why people buy brand names. The brand names are a sign that I should not be killed or shoved aside because I have value. Look what I can afford. And of course, the thing that's so amusing for anyone who's watching this is the whole financial system and the whole system of anxiety is formed for one reason and one reason only, and that is to keep us enthralled, entrapped, in a state of slavery, owing money for the next 20 years for nothing more than what we have right now, which makes no sense if you think about it. So we then fall for the trap of trying to signal that other people that we are somehow special and have power. And the reason that we fall for that is because we are not in love with ourselves enough. It's kind of like a bad marriage. These two people are married and he's always looking at other women and she's always looking at other men. They're eyeing other possibilities. If you're really in love with yourself, you're in a state where you feel secure. And that means you need to go deep and find out, what am I feeling right now? Where does that come from? Where is my grief? Can I sit down and allow myself to grieve for the huge burden that there is in being human? So that came to me today. It's like the society, the media, your friends, everything is out casting spells on us. And when we have nothing inside and we don't know what we're feeling, we fall for it. And that's what is called being in thrall. Just doing what you're told to do without questioning it. So the antidote for this slavery is to know yourself really well. Hold a meeting with yourself in the morning and say, how do I feel today? How does my body feel? How does my heart feel? How does my spirit feel? Keep checking in. See who you are, what you're feeling, how you're moving through the world. What decision am I making next? And what am I basing that on? What's my compass? Once you get to that place, you're not tempted any longer. I don't care. You can shave half of your head and get a snake tattoo around your ear. I don't hate it, but it's not something that I think I need to do. Even if 2,000 people in my hometown did it, it would not attract me because I know who I am. So let's get back to that. Let's get inside. Let's look at ourselves. Let's see what we're feeling. And also set out to fall in love with ourselves. If you want a reading with me, it's $70 for an hour. I do have a psychic channel. I read cards for you. We draw up a life plan to get you in a place where you absolutely are living your own life and nobody else's. Thank you.